Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day in the market. August 5th. It is Tuesday. Welcome. I'm going to review the 0-day options today. I trade on SPY and the small account challenge. We are pushing through, trying to stay alive. Monday 40 something, so not bad. When I started with 500, I haven't totally blown this one yet. We got pretty close like 2 weeks ago. It got down to like $70. And now we're around 200. But yeah, a couple of red days in a row. Yesterday I was red, very small red day. Today a little bigger red day, still quite small. We'll go through it. So I missed this morning. I didn't actually show up to like 11, so market was already down here. Nice little head and shoulders up here, so that would have been a nice trade. I think I probably would have caught it, honestly. Here on the grabbing that shoulder or on this retest. Potentially not, but anyways, once I was here, it's like, okay, started charting, trying to figure out what was going on. I don't think I had this white one in yet, but I had magenta and this red one I eventually got in, but it was a little bit different. I'll talk to you about when I get there. This wasn't this low, this was higher, which leads me to a red trade. So lots of red trades today. Actually, yeah, today's loss kind of sucks. Dang. Okay. First trade is 11:49. I got a call. On that retracement. So let's see, did I not have white here? What was I thinking on that trade? Oh yeah. I didn't have this white line here yet. So this was me inverse head, grabbing this shoulder. It didn't complete the inverse cup, so like continuation to the downside. I'm thinking inverse head, grab the shoulder, mutual trade, retracement trade, back up to VWAP, or to the top of this, or if the bulls take over. This ended up just wicking up here. I got it on the next one, thinking it still grabbed it, but yeah, I guess the trade did end up working. Let me see what we did here. So I closed that out at 11:50. So next candle. So once this candle, wait, 49. Oh yeah. Oh, right here. Yeah. I closed it out right here. And yeah, it was early. Again, I don't think I had this white one here yet, which was kind of, yeah, that was my bad because it had 3 tests there. Maybe I can't imagine I did, and I took that trade. Yeah, because then look, it broke here and retested, and I know I missed this one, unfortunately. It's all retracement trades today because there was no continuation and no breakouts. So my breakouts that I'll trade or trigger stops or whatever, those just didn't happen today. I still had a couple 100%ers in there, but yeah, had to be retracement trades more for the most part. So yeah, 11:50, and then I got whipsawed. Dang it. Yeah, that's right. So 11:50, I then opened a put. Right here. So head, shoulder. I still don't think I had this white line here, but what was I thinking? Oh, it's rejected. I thought maybe it was rejecting that liquidity after all, since it did wick. So got a put there and close that out at 54. So right here, once it broke that white. Another little red trade. So first one was 27. I'll just show you guys here real quick. You can pause it or whatever. There it is. Yeah, down $40 today. Kind of a bummer on this size account. Nothing we can't make back in a day, but still kind of sucks. I haven't had a day this red in a while. That was almost the whole account a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I got whipsawed in there. Happens this time of day. That's why my window between 11:45, which I was just in that window, 11:45 and like 1:15. I just gotta be careful, more careful. Maybe don't even look at it unless volume just pumps. Something's happening. So whipsaw there, and then I just think I was just too frustrated to even see this. I think I walked away not frustrated. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna leave it alone. I was like, that's enough. I'm clearly I should not be trading right now. It's building liquidity. So, and that's usually when it then makes somewhat of a structured move. So next one was 1243. Yeah, I did walk away. Got breakfast or something. 1243, I got a put. So missed that move up, which is fine. It's not like this is a great move. It would have been nice to at least have one green trade. It's actually crazy. So this next trade actually, it was green. I was green maybe 30%. But I didn't want 30%. Okay, so this is part of it too. So I walked away, and I was away for this head and shoulder, and I glanced at my phone, I looked at it, I'm like, oh shoot, I'm missing it. I saw this candle grabbing all that shoulder, and I like made it back to the computer, and it was here, and I'm like, ah, man. So, but at that point, this line was a little bit higher, because I had it, I think, to that wick, from here up to that wick, or something rather, but I've since adjusted it to now hit that body, and then those highs, which then looks like, okay, yeah, I was bouncing on that support. But anyways, so I got it on this one, on a little retracement on this downward channel. I think it was that one, 1243, yeah. And this also coincides with Emperor's chart. So his at 1243, he had a pretty accurate green channel here. So it was on that candle. I was getting it here, and I was thinking, I don't know what the magenta is. I don't see that one yet. I'm just gonna hold this one since we're basically in a bear flag. Nice retrace up to VWAP. Nice shoulder liquidity down here. This looks like a nice head. Until it breaks structure up here, like it could very well just still be bearish. Given time of day, that is the issue. And so that's why I was kind of greedy on this one. I didn't make it a red trade. It was a tiny green trade, but that's why I was holding for either the bottom of his red channel or low of day. But look, it actually got pretty close to his red, but not close enough for me to close it. So I was like, I'm just going to set a $1 above my stop, or $1 above break even. So make sure I get at least break even on it. And yeah, lo and behold, it once I adjusted this to match here, then I'm like, okay, yeah, I definitely would have closed it then if I had adjusted this. Or potentially if I got it once it was up here and it was grabbing that shoulder and breaking this purple in one of those things, then this would have been more like 50-something%. And then I would have been more content to close it. But I'm like, well, I want to just hold it for a little bit more. And yeah, anyways. So that one was, yeah, the tiny gain on that one. It ended up stopping me out on this candle, which coincides with breaking that white actually. And yeah, I mean, this was such a little move. I wasn't really trading this for that move. Again, I didn't realize this was here. I probably wouldn't have even opened it here. I'd have said, well, I'll just wait for it to break here and then see if there's a retrace or whatever, take it from there. But being so close to then low of day, I probably would have taken it here and let it come down and made the inverse cup close. So that's kind of the thought process. Little mutual interest trade back up, then you have a little shoulder and a head and a break of the white. So could have taken calls there, but too much for me. 220. So then I took a little break. I was like, all right, 220. And I was into a put. Yeah, this one really just made me wait. So for me, it broke this red, which is what I was waiting on. I had like basically four touches on the top. So I was pretty confident in this red being a nice algo or channel. So it breaking it to me was pretty significant. I already made a head here. There's a nice shoulder. It did grab that. I got it once it broke. Once it broke there. Let's see, 230, 220. Yeah, so 220 in there. So this is where there's a wider lower wedge here, which I hadn't seen yet. This one, which you can see now on the supports, and now it's obvious now that I've drawn it. So seeing that, I maybe still would have taken this, but just knowing that we're still in this wedge, I maybe wouldn't have. Maybe would have waited for structure or been more keen to close this. So I think there's another one I didn't close. Kind of crazy, actually. When there's not breakouts, I feel like I'm usually fine to close them for profit, but I just don't always know where. Because if I don't have supports and resistance, like good ones drawn, like, because it didn't complete this inverse cup. To me, there's no channel here that it's Like that one? Oh, retesting that. Yeah. Yeah, retesting this white one as a resistance, which I drew from right here. That could have been it, but it's not. Yeah. Big red can't. Let me just see what happened here. I don't even know what happened. 220. Yeah, this one's a small loss at 232. So I sat through this and endured this just grind. The contracts were actually losing value. And then it makes nice big red candle. I'm like, all right, word. And then it's like a green candle. I'm like, okay, it's just climbing up into that channel still in a downtrend. And then boom, it closed above there and then did that. I'm like, dang it. So there's more support for the bulls down here. This wasn't the trigger that stopped, pulled stops and all of that. So, second trade today where I was green and didn't close it. Let's see. But it's, yeah, I guess it's because it didn't hit my profit. Not my profit, just my target. So I'm kind of okay with it. Yeah, because I don't want to be just closing arbitrarily. I don't want to be closing it based on P&L. Don't want to be closing based on percentage. I mean, you kind of can, like if you have more than one especially, maybe sometimes. Big red candles usually I'll close, but if I'm just trading one contract, I try and hold out until it is close to a support. I don't know. Yeah, this one hadn't hardly moved much. I'm also not looking at the pricing of the contracts when it's happening, so I don't know how much this one was up. Probably not a whole lot. This one 20-something%, so maybe this one 20 or 30%. Again, this channel wasn't here. Of course, I put this here, so this is kind of in the middle of nowhere. Let me see where his is. Yeah, same with Emperors. This was tricky because this is what happens in the wedge. Like, it's not going to necessarily go to the bottom of it and then the top of it. Like, it can just dance around wherever it wants in there. So yeah, for him, you know, there was hadn't reached this support. There was no reason for it to go there. And then it did end up coming down to retest it, but it was just through chaos that I wasn't going to be involved in. So kind of interesting. If I close there, yeah, it'd probably be pretty flat today, not at least a red day. And then I was running out of buying power. I think I only had like basically one trade left. 253 I got to put. Couple bigger losses here, man. Yeah, so this is going for a breakout trade, which just didn't happen today. Not like trying to go for him, but yeah, literally on this candle. Reversed on me. So since it's at an inflection point, yeah, and at that point, I don't think I had this white one until then. I'm like, why did it bounce here? And then I'm drawing this one. I'm like, oh. And I guess on Empress he had that one, so in that case, that maybe would have helped me if I had looked at his chart. I could have seen why it was bouncing here. So yeah, I grabbed it on this. Yeah, so right at the inflection where you could have just flipped it and gotten a retracement trade to the upside. But then you got to be careful with that because you might get whipsawed and that kind of stuff. Little spiral. But I think I did. Yeah, I did actually flip into calls. But this was too bad because I was out of buying power. So it was right here. I was like, well, that's nice little inverse head and shoulder, and it did bounce on this line that I just drew. So this was a trade to climb back up to VWAP and then purple for a stop. And maybe I didn't look at the other contracts. Let's see, 628.33. Yeah, that's half a point. That's half a point from here. That's over half a point from there to there. So if I had the right strike, this would have been a nice trade. Dang. I was out of buying power from all the other red trades. So I had to get one that was way out of the money, and it just didn't happen. Didn't move because it was only 8 cents. So got an 8-cent one there. Had a break even stop on it because, yeah, and it broke. Went up, I think, like 2 cents. Not even. I was hoping if it hit my line here, I would have sold it. It just didn't, which was fine. It was kind of a lotto. Where's 305? Is that right? Oh, 258 to 305. Yeah, 258. So literally right there. Look at that. That one red candle That stopped me out. And then I did have another $9, I guess, for one more. 315 to 324 inputs. So yeah, head, shoulder, shoulder. I think maybe I was looking at Emperors at that point, or maybe I was just going for that structure that didn't end up working. Yeah, that was kind of a dumb trade, I guess. Because I hadn't broken purple or anything. I'm not sure why I took that, but yeah. Rode that one till, I guess, right there. Yeah, just grindy end of day. I mean, the whole rest of the day was just in this channel. Heads and shoulders, and inverse heads and shoulders. Inverse cup close, then a handle, but no continuation. Yeah. And on the 30-minute, it's ugly. We're still in this wedge. Here's SPY Day Trading's 30-minute chart. SPY Day Trading on YouTube. Yeah, so red on the top, yellow on the bottom, just stuck in this wedge. We should break out of it. But the thing is, there's a larger wedge there. Oh, jeez, why? I need to lock that thing. I don't know why I don't. Why don't I? Nice to have the time down there. Yeah, so we'll see. Tomorrow, I'll probably not be in the morning again. So hopefully there's not a trade. I feel like I'd maybe do better in the afternoon trades. It's just a different style. It's than the kind of the quicker trades in the morning. But sometimes you get these quick trades in the morning that end up, if you're able to hold at least one, you know, you end up getting a big move. So it doesn't always work like that, but the move from here, I mean, down to here, and really you could wait till there to break that white if you had some, you know, this has got to be a couple 100%, 631, 628, yeah, it's got to be a few 100% there. So that move doesn't always happen though in the day. Sometimes you'll chop around, build liquidity for the first hour or two, and then make a move, and then comes back and tests it or grabs it. Thanks for watching, guys. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. Peace out.